Hello and welcome to this week's episode of
Advice from Your Besties, where we answer all of your questions and hopefully help you.
Fingers Crossed. Let's see what we can do.
Okay, so how do you get yourself out of a rut?
What kind of rut?
A rut.
Ruts.
Ruts. As in you're stuck in a career rut?
Your roots
Or
are
your
bad?
roots? That's such a funny word.
I know. We love that word,
Yeah.
don't we? Roots.
Or you're in a workout.
All right, let's just pick them all out. Okay, so how do you get yourself out of a sports rut? Go.
Out of a what?
Like a athletic. What were you gonna say?
Athletic?
Yeah.
Workout? Okay.
Real quick, because I'm going to rapid fire how you're going to get yourself out of all the ruts.
Okay. Go to a new studio, try a new workout.
Oh, what about diet? Not like, oh, I didn't eat my smoothies, but like, ooh, I've been eating donuts for breakfast for the last, like a really low rut. Like, how do you get yourself out of the low dietary rut?
Well, this probably isn't the right answer, but I binge so hard until I'm so sick, and then I'm out of it.
Okay, I actually do like that. That's the right answer.
Okay.
What about makeup rut?
Ooh. As in, like, you want a new look?
Sure.
Okay. Go to Sephora and have them redo your entire face and let them suggest what you should do.
Good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good one. What about a friendship rut?
As in,
I'm not really getting my needs met from my current friend base, and I'm not really doing anything exciting.
I think you have to go out and, like, force yourself to go to, like, meetups and start new activities where you can meet new people. That would fulfill that.
Okay. How do we feel about completing that question? Are we done?
I think so.
Yeah, you did a good job with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I guess we didn't say work.
Oh. Stop working.
Quit your job.
You know what? You can't have everything, so stop being such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Just
What do you
suck
want?
it up, all right? Everybody's got to work. I mean, not all of us. But most of us.
Most of us have to work.
And until you sell your soul for new souls.
Let me tell you, I have an opportunity for you. Do you want to make money just working in the pockets of your day? Join Isogenics. We can grow our team together.
Yeah, even I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Why would I say no?
Yeah.
She's doing it. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Okay, how do you get rid of old resentments? Oh, I heard this line from that You Are a Badass show. Holding on to resentments is like taking poison and waiting for your enemy to die. I've never heard of that before.
I think I have, actually. But it was good to hear it again because I forgot. And it resonates. I have a lot of resentment towards my brother. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to put it out there. People are like, no, you're not supposed to use your podcast to air all your family if you don't have
What else are we supposed to use it
what you
for?
have a
Yeah.
podcast for. And another thing. So let me tell you this. I have resentment towards my brother. That was my tummy. Yeah, it made noises. I'm not without noises, Lindsay. I'm not a perfect person. So I'm having some struggles with my relationship as it goes with my brother. And where I have learned acceptance was, I'm okay. I said it in a story the other day. If you're considered family and a family member needs help and another family member doesn't help, then are you really family? In which case, if you're not family, I don't have to like you now that I know that you're not my family. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, okay, great. Letting go of this old resentment. It's being kicked up as my mom is transitioning to Mexico. It's hurt. Okay, how am I getting? I don't know. Let's cut the shit. I don't know.
It's still there. It's still there.
I don't know how to get rid of this old resentment because I could be like, I don't know. I just don't want to be tortured by him anymore. And so I am doing whatever I can not to let that hurt me anymore because I just don't want to hurt like that anymore.
I know. Well, I like resentment towards my parents.
Yeah.
Then I went to trauma camp last year.
Right.
And this won't work for everyone, but I was on this horse ride. And I don't know what it was about riding this horse through like this field of wildflowers. But it was like released like everything. And I was just crying and everything was so beautiful. And I just felt a weight was lifted off of me. So I guess go to therapy or
movement or nature or something.
Movement or nature. And I think it's not a one and done process. This took me like this is years of holding on to something, and it took months to let go of it at least, and I still kind of have some of it. So I think you just have to find your like physical way to move through it. And I'm not a crier. I hate emotions. They don't exist, but sometimes I guess you gotta cry once in a while to fix things.
I think releasing resentments, is that the question? I don't think releasing resentments is a one and done thing, like you said. It's not like an adjustment where you're just gonna hear some cracks. I think it's just the energy is let go. It's like reduced.
Yeah.
The resentment is reduced, so it's not as bright, but it will still be there. It will be like a flame that is not formally out. In which case now you can just, because when it's enlarged or inflamed, you feel like you're on fire, like emotionally a little bit. Like it's just, you're uncomfortable. You can't put it out. And like, although it's still there, it just doesn't have the primary, like, head of the table place in my heart.
And logically, you can be like, I'm just sick of holding on to this, and I'm like sick of resenting it. And like logically, yes, I can think of that, but I have to physically feel it release.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Do we have any other? Please don't let that be the last question.
No. This is actually more of a fun question.
Oh, good.
Can I bring a +1 to a wedding when I wasn't given a +1?
Oh. That's cute. I like that question. Fuck yeah, you can. You know what? Because they've been betting against you your whole goddamn life, and they probably assume you never would have a +1. She's an easy one. Oh, we don't have to burn a +1 on her. You bring it. You bring that bitch. Not that the person is a bitch, but you definitely bring that +1. And if they're your friends, they'll be like, you know what? Congratulations to you. We may have just gotten married, but you made it. You're the one that wins here. And we should be here to celebrate you, because the likelihood of you ever finding a +1 in this day and age and being able to bring them with schedules, everybody's busy. Some people have work. Some people have children. And the fact that, like, you found each other, you like each other enough, you actually threw out a date in the future. Would you like to attend this with me? They say yes. They show up. Y'all arrive together. Who's the fucking winner? Not the couple that's been together all this time anyway, just having a party in their honor. Big fucking deal. The real winners are over here. I took a chance, and I even said, F you to your +1, and I brought it. You tell me what that. So yes, I think it's okay. I think you should feel confident that if they're your friends, and leave a 20 on the table if you eat and drink more than you think you should have.
Okay, that's a very, very valid, passionate argument. This is my only caveat.
Oh, fuck that.
Okay, this is what happened at my own wedding. We have a set amount of tables, a set amount of seats, a set amount of food that was catered in and ordered. And I had like 4 people that wanted to show up that day. And I was like, we don't have food for you, and we don't have a place for you to sit. So, like, if you don't want to eat and if you don't want to sit, like, sure, you can come.
Just be like,
yeah, it's just like, yeah, just so, like, heads up, you're not gonna get the full experience, but you can still do it. And it's honestly more of like the venue was like, oh my God, what the fuck? I can't believe these people didn't RSVP. And I was like, whatever.
Don't get all bent over it. How about so many people want to be there that, like, they're bringing their first +1 to your event? Like, you should be flattered.
Yeah, I would say that's like the only part where it gets tricky if it's like super.
Like I said, throw a 20 down, you'll be fine. That person's not going to sit the whole night anyway. So don't get over yourself, right? Like, you hosts that think that, like, oh, you're at your house, you're fine.
And honestly,
you should be lucky to have such a big rager that people want to come.
And also, when you have so many people at your wedding, you see everyone for like 5 seconds, and it's like, oh, good to see you. Okay, bye.
You wouldn't even know that I brought this person anyway. Like, oh, I just happen to be talking.
Quick, go to the bathroom. They're coming over here.
I just happen to be talking to the same person that you don't know the whole night. It could be I just met a new person.
True.
Ugh, please. Are we in a position these days to be exclusionary? Like, oh, you are lucky enough to make friends. You made a friend, now you can't bring them? do you know how much the planets have to align in order to make a new friend these days?
Well, you know what I'm noticing in weddings nowadays?
No.
Is that they're very small, and no one's having 200 or 300
why?
plus weddings. I think because of cost.
Yeah.
And I think because, I don't know, people are getting married maybe a little bit older, so they're more selective
Or more
about
often.
who they want to, yeah, more often, a little bit more selective of who they want at the third wedding versus the first wedding.
It's so easy to rack up.
Yeah.
Do you know how easy it is to rack up 3 marriages?
Tell me.
Oh, man. Let me just tell you, I could easily have like probably 4 marriages by the time I'm 50.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's so much easier than one would think. Oh, I can't believe it. You just, wrap it up, you move on, you think this is forever, and then it's still not. Okay, this is definitely not the question, the advice from Bestie question that I thought we were getting into. But in case you ever wondered.
Also, how much do you think you should spend on a wedding present?
That's a good question. If we were back east, it's like a minimum of $150 these days, right? Because you're supposed to anticipate what the plate sales is in times 2. But that is not the case here in Colorado because you're barely letting me come to your backyard barbecue with a fucking paper plate and some shit. So I don't know. I
would say like at least 100.
At least 100.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
And it might be 150 because I just lobbed in my +1 even though you said I couldn't.
And you have to pay the price for that, an extra $50.
It is a little discriminatory to the single people in this world, or like others are just banking on the fact you will always be single.
True.
They take you for granted that, like, do you know how hard it is to, like, your identity is defined by being a solo? When people are like, be okay with being yourself. How about be okay when being with somebody else?
Like, I'm good by myself. Like
fully functioning as a solo. Like, do you know? Like, yeah, I just think it's like interesting that the world sees me only as like an asexual solo.
Would you also ever go off course from the registry, or do you stick to the registry?
Oh, never the registry. Yeah. I think everything you registered for is stupid.
What about people who only register for cash for their trip?
It's not for me to decide how you want to spend your money.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're being honest. Like,
yeah, you know what? Fine.
Fund my trip.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, when people get married later in life, they have all their plates and their bowls and their dish towels.
And we don't give a shit about that anymore.
No, not at all.
This is not your mother's.
This isn't my wedding. Like,
yeah,
I had to go to Bed Bath & Beyond and do the scanner. She bullied me into getting more dish towels.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Where are those dish towels now?
They're used sometimes, once in a while. They're in a closet somewhere.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably got rid of them.
We should do like a whole episode on like redoing today's marriages. Right? Yeah. Where like, would we register? Ew, no.
No.
You don't even go.
Yeah, you have an online website and it's like, Venmo me this amount.
I'll show you what I bought.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that's all of our questions.
Ugh. Ugh, is it really?
Yeah.
Bummer.
I know.
I wish I didn't black out on those 2 that I didn't love. When you get to the end of it and you're like, oh, I wish I had done a better job already.
All right, besties. Make sure you share this episode with your bestie so that we can continue to grow the show and we can continue to entertain you every single week. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.